Okay, May was a good month. Other than we were losing a lot of our students, you probably saw the video of the new Yanmar being installed. All that clean paint, and it's really working out great. Awesome installation. We're super excited about it.
Right. May brought another milestone. We got the rudder installed. It's all painted, and this thing moves so easily. It's amazing. So awesome. And we of course know that the integrity of this thing is rock solid from all those holes we drilled in it. And then you can see down here, new bronze bolts. They're sticking out a little bit. We'll take and grind those off and fare that back in on that gudgeon, and that project will be checked off the box. Over here, got our new propeller shaft, thanks to Dakota Creek Industries. This is a new 1.25" Aquamet 22, and it comes with a taper and everything. We had to get a 6-footer, and now that the engine is set, we will get the exact measurement of how much shorter it needs to be, and they will cut it to length, put in the keyway, and face off the coupling to match the new engine. So super exciting. This is just huge improvement for King's Pride. Okay, there's the work on that new propane tank. But the exciting news is the rudder is now reinstalled, and we got this part built up, this reinforced all this. And this is a stainless steel greaser, because when this radial drive is in here, you can't really get at this to work on this packing at all. And then it starts leaking, and you know, salt water everywhere, corrosion on the bottom of the quadrant. So in order to keep that new one lasting, we got a plan to put a little grease gun in here, nylon tube, so we can keep this pump full of grease so it doesn't leak. And then we're also going to put a washer on here, so if you're motoring or you're in big seas and there's splash or anything, it doesn't get on the radial. So that's our plan. We've improved that, working on this. The next thing is to maybe rework the rudder stops, and we filled in, there was a through hull here that was above water line, but still a through hull, and so we got that patched as well. So things are coming along.
Another thing that staff started working on is the bottom of the boat. It's been blasted and it's dry, and we're thinking it's time to start over the summer, while students are gone, getting some barrier coat put on. So we did a few spots where transducers were going in, and so we could move the stands around, and we have to put the keel cooler for the refrigeration system on the other side. And so it's actually installed now. We also had the video on the refrigeration is about half done. And so it does require, after blasting, a fairing compound, and then we're going to do, I think, a coat of the barrier, a little more fairing, and then a couple coats of barrier. We'll wait till the next season to actually put the bottom paint on, because you have a window to get it to chemically bond and to get it to before we launch on the bottom paint.
All right, another little May project in the head back in here is with our sanitation class back to plumbing projects. And so what we have here is this holding tank. And what happened was, when we went to take out the chain plates, which was our first priority in the fall, what happened? Oh, holding tank was in the way. Well, okay, take the holding tank out. Well, I had to go back and look at the Offshore 13 video, and that's where we took all the plumbing out that was all filled with sewage and whatnot. And we're like, And of course, one of the fittings that comes right here, the deck fill comes right straight up, or the deck pump out, not the fill, right here, really nice. Well, it's such a short piece of hose, they ended up breaking that. They also had a vented loop that went down to the pump, which is not the right orientation from that video. So, of course, to get the tank out, we had to take part of this bulkhead right here out. So now that we're getting the tank put back in, I think we could actually maybe put the bulkhead back in and start figuring this stuff out. But what we did is we made a couple of our own dip tubes. I couldn't get the right fitting, but with just turning this on the lathe just a tiny bit, we were able to make this fit. and glue some new ends on there. And then I came in here and stuck them in. We cut them long, figured out how long they needed to be, and we got them chopped off. So in the end, it's going to be nice again. New dip tubes, tank is clean, toilet goes into the back here. And then what we're going to do, there was nothing in this compartment before, and I think there's enough room if we build us a shelf in here that we could actually put the T-Series discharge pump up here with a vented loop, and that way the hoses will drain all the time down to water line, and we won't have hoses sitting full of sewage. So it worked out well. We chopped these once I got these glued on, cut to length. They will drop right into this tank, no problem. And we'll get some thread sealant on there. We'll thread these in, and we'll get the second one back here, and then we can start laying out the plumbing. We're going to try and secure the tank and do the pump and everything before, obviously, we put this bulkhead back in here. But the vent up here has been removed, the old plastic through hull. We're putting in all new. That's part of this sanitation class as well. I forget which student's on that one, but that one will get put in this week, and that'll be real easy to connect to this vent. So the nice part about this installation is with this, there's no fittings in the bottom anywhere to leak, and roto-molded poly tank, so that's great. The discharges will all work really nice. The disadvantage is, of course, the toilet has to pump up to the tank about 3 feet here, so there will always be a little bit of head pressure on the toilet. So, but I think it's going to be a good installation. I like the way it's coming out, and so looking forward to seeing this kind of coming together so we can actually start putting some of the woodwork back together in the boat. All right, there's Clifton with the old carcass of the skiff. The sides are cut, the bottom, the ends. There's the old parts. But yeah, got a skiff going together. We always like to see these boat projects coming along.